Yeah. You are now tuned into the Sober Up Podcast with your host, Antoine Osborne and Aaron Rodan. Time to sober up kings and queens. Let's get focused and get your mind right. You're living right. Stay tuned in every Wednesday for a new episode to drop for your listening. Stay sober, family. All love and respect.
Welcome back, people.
Another Wednesday, y'all.
Welcome back to the Sober Up Podcast.
It's hump day.
It's hump day. It's hump day. We're back with another one. Back with another one, everybody. Look, it's your boy Twan.
It's A Black. What up, y'all?
Welcome back to Sober Up Podcast. Once again, episode 4. Recap of episode 3.
Right.
We had a great guest last week.
Yes,
Janiyah gave us some great nuggets on a young woman that's driven, has some purpose, doing what she got to do, man. Starting her own business at 22, fresh in it, and she just
owner of the Whitening Lounge.
Definitely check that out, man. What was her Instagram again?
I
think it's the Whitening Lounge at
Instagram.
Yeah, we gonna put it on the website just to make sure. I'm sorry we didn't give all the full, but that was a great interview. Loved having her on. Blessed to have her.
Facts.
She gave us some really good things, man, and things that you'll shoot some stuff off of me that you recapped on, and the nuggets you got, and I'll do the same for you.
Right.
But then again, this is the episode. We're just going to recap of what we had on our guest Janiyah last week about her being influenced off of a Votech school, her environment, and just starting. What you want to start out with, A Black?
I mean, the key was like you just said, we'll just start from where you just left off.
Okay.
The Votech. I feel like that Votech, that was important.
I think the Votech was very important on her mom just saying, hey, you know what? We're not going to go to the regular public school. We're going to go to public school, but we're going to have some Votech involved.
Right.
So where you can take that 4-year high school situation and turn it into something that you can make that decision right after you graduate to, hey, I want to go on a job force with some backing.
Right.
Or I can still pursue college if I wanted to.
Facts. And then having that certification, that piece of paper, to me goes a long way, because at the end of the day, you didn't
100%.
have to go to college. You actually did that in your younger days, to where when you're 18, you possibly could get a job and start making some good money.
Real soon too. Like most time you'll have to be an apprentice somewhere.
Right.
You'll have to get that still under your belt, but you're going to get that apprenticeship before somebody who just graduated regular high school, not a Votech, because they got to wait, because they came out with certifications in Votech. So I think that is very important, making those decisions and knowing what you want to do. Like we talked about that during the podcast with her, saying like that's a hard decision to make at 14.
Right.
To spend the rest of your 4 years, they can really set sail any way. It can set sail like, oh, this is not the path I wanted to go. Right. Or set sail on you having the backing of a certification through high school that you only can get at the Votechs.
Right.
And it can be plumbing, it can be a dental assistant, dental hygienist, it can be
car, automotive,
cosmetologist.
Even,
there's a lot. There's a lot of those in those Votech schools, but you just really got to be able to choose the right one.
Right.
Some of them don't offer certain things. Like I think only certain Votech schools in Delaware offer cosmetology. So if you wanted to go be a barber or a cosmetologist, you only can go to certain schools. Right. So you got to find those ones, and there's research you can put in on it. Do your own research.
Right.
I can honestly say I think Hodson does offer cosmetology and a lot of other ones. But look, you got to look online, check it out, and do your research. Especially if you're a parent, you got a kid that's about to go into that. One of those Votechs, you're deciding to make that move, go ahead and make that move. Some kids don't want to go to Votechs. They want to do the regular high school. And Votech is a regular high school, but it just offers a text that you can have certification right after high school instead of going to get that degree or going even to a Del Tech College to get your certifications in certain things. Both techs do allow you to do that. So glad Janiyah did give her background on that and give us the upside to be able to portray messages to people who want to do that, especially parents that are trying to help their kids decide whether they want to go to Votech or high school. So
facts. And then I like that for the most part, even though she didn't want to go to that school, she said she wanted to go to another school. I like that. It just shows us that as youngins, we might not have the vision, but when you got that good background, that good support,
that system behind you,
they sway you in the right direction.
Yeah.
And then that got her to be able to get that certification in something that she wouldn't have got.
And she made it useful.
Yes,
I mean, she got the certification and she brought it to a passion at a point to where she started to, all right, maybe I can do something with this. So she decided to use that vehicle that she put the gas in, put the wheels on, made the wheels shiny, and she put it in drive.
Right.
Yeah, she started to put it in drive while still working as a dental hygienist. While still where she said she had another job. She was delivering.
Right.
I forgot what.
Domino's.
Domino's.
Pizza place.
But she still put that passion and drive by putting the gas in it, by putting the wheels on it, putting the brakes and everything on it. But she pushed the gas, put it in drive. Well, she put it in drive, then pushed the gas.
Right.
So it helped her begin. She gave us her story, how she started, what she was going through in high school a little bit, gave us a little background on those decisions that she made at 14, and then going into, all right, this is something I might want to do, and she also discovered that she had a passion for teaching, and which she said she was going to go back into, which is awesome.
Facts, yeah.
But one thing that I want to say, one of the biggest bars that I got from her, and I said, what's the advice? Well, you asked her, what was the advice that she can give to any young lady out here that's graduating high school, a Votech, regular high school, or whatever? And she said, just start. I think that's huge because a lot of people can dream. A lot of people can write stuff down. A lot of people can discuss their visions with everybody else. But if they don't just start, you set yourself back. Yeah. So that bar and saying, hey, she just started. And then you asked her, what does that look like?
Right.
So what did you get from her perception on how what does that look like when you saying just start? So what did you get from that?
I mean, I got for the most part, her gathering material that, could better help her looking at that. Yeah. Kind of kept her engine going into this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
I think if she didn't go and get certain materials, have that vision, because like she said, since she was 14, she had that I'm motivated.
She was driven. She was driven at a young age. So, and a lot of them aren't. Yeah.
And for her to already be driven,
that's a one up.
That's already one up. Plus getting things, seeing, okay, I can put this here. Oh, I got this new lamp. I can put this over here. I think that was the just start that a lot of people don't have. A lot of people don't get their material. Like you. You get all your stuff,
I do.
It is, you started as far as you get your material.
Yeah.
Your mindset might not be, I'm gonna give it 110%.
Nah.
At least you did 50% of the work.
I got started.
You got the stuff started.
I got started.
You know what I mean? So for her to be driven and started, at a young age, to me, that was the key. And then the Votech molded her. So.
Yeah, but that was the key, and that's what the key. A lot of even adults from your young age of 14 to me now 39, as the just start aspect. So yes, when somebody says just start. So what we went in deeper on, we asked her the question, what does that look like? Because somebody can tell somebody just to start, right? So just start. And they're like, what do you mean just start? So we did go deeper and ask her, what does that look like? Break it down. So we asked, when you wake up in the morning and you in your mind and saying, what does just start look like for a person that's saying, I'm going to just start? So if you put that out there into people's perspective, what it looks like, I think a lot of people do live off of that. I need to see it.
Right.
And I'm not saying it's not living by faith, but it still makes more sense for somebody like, well, can you show me what Just Start looks like? Because I thought I just started 2 years ago.
Right.
But when you put it in perspective on what that looks like on waking up on a 24-hour basis and breaking it down, I would like to see more of that, and definitely some of the interviews that we do, because I think that perspective on, we can tell somebody, man, you just got to go hard.
Right.
Well, tell me what that looks like in your vision, in your eyes, so I can get a better insight of it. Because I'm not gonna lie, just somebody saying that, I do take heed of it, but to know what it looks like, what it feels like, somebody can explain that, be very artistic on how they're explaining just starting. Oh, you got to go hard. Oh, you got to make it work. Oh, you got to make it count. Right. So put in perspective, and that's what we asked her, and I think she did a good job on it.
And that was and I like how you said that, because the way where you were saying that, it was sounded like, it's all action words.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a vision of the action you're supposed to be doing, it is.
And it's like, all right, okay. Sometimes you do need to draw a picture for people. I just say it. I am a vision person. Like, I can hear it. I like listening to things more than reading them, actually. But when people put the words into actionable items, it makes a little bit more sense.
Absolutely.
So you can see that the depth in what it takes to act on just starting, or act on I'm gonna make it count, or act on consistency.
Right.
So back to the consistency, we're actually showing, just with the podcast alone, of what that looks like.
Right.
It's every Wednesday it gets dropped. That's the actionable item. You have been seeing it every Wednesday since August. Right. So I think when you say, what does that look like? Take me into that space to where consistency looks like. Hey, we're good for at least 90 days. Right. We got you. We showed you consistency.
Right.
Now, when somebody says just start, Janiyah took us through that road, that valley on just starting. She started buying equipment. Like, those things are actionable items that people could see. Oh, all right. Well, now it looks like I'm just starting. At least that's what she said. That was her actionable item.
Right.
So I think the more and more we get into depth on consistency breeds success, and what that action looks like, if you speak it into the action and let people get a vision of what it looks like, not just saying, oh, just start. Well, what does that look like, somebody just starting?
Right.
Giving that to them. I think that helps out a lot. That's just me.
Right.
Not everybody may agree. Oh, that just rhymed too. I was about to rap. Nah, I stopped rapping a long time ago. But if you give that perspective to people on what actionable items look like, and put it into a vision to where they can see it after you say it, I think it will make a lot of sense to a lot of other people that are listening. And when they get to what season 2 was basically about, is taking action.
Right.
But a lot of times you want to see it, though.
Right.
You want to, at least we say, when somebody says, oh, I just started, or we got to make it happen. So what does make it happen look like? Put it into a vision to where you can see actionable items. Is that what you get from that?
Yeah, I've kind of felt the same way.
Yeah.
She also said, to me, the key was God. You know what I mean? God is the one who gave her the vision.
Right.
God is the one who she confides in to get that
right.
Next step. So I think that
she says you praise
when you have that mental. You know what I mean? That kind of goes right back to the just having that mentor. You know what I mean? If you don't have the right mental, but Janiyah, she had the right mental.
I believe she did.
She had the right mental, and her key.
She was in a good headspace.
Her key was that she has God. So I believe that I'm a firm believer, and when you have God, you do have some type of structure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you can. I mean, you're gonna you're gonna lean everything on God. It's gonna make it happen. He's not gonna give you more than you can handle.
Right.
And when he does give you more, it's because he knows you're a strong person and you can handle it.
Right.
I mean, you're not looking to others for, I'm gonna put it all on you, bro. I know you got this. I'm not giving you this because I want to see you plummet and fall to your deaths.
Right.
No, he's giving it to us. You know how strong you are and how you can handle it. So yes, that she mentioned God, that's huge.
Yep.
When you put it in that perspective of
her business, like her whole business
was based off
of her relationship with God.
100%. She said that
to me. I really dug that a lot. I mean, I think that,
absolutely.
I know for sure that it's a lot of people out here. Like I said, man, there's a lot of. She even touched base on being in high school and having the guidance counselor, And granted, the guidance counselor is there for guidance. It didn't seem like it was concrete. It seemed like when she went there, maybe with a question, it was just here, take this. You know what I mean? It wasn't like hey man, let me really sit down and try to give you some type of knowledge about something. So to me, for her having God, that was her guidance counselor. You know what I mean? And that's why the mental health, all that stuff is important, man. If you don't have somebody out here to talk to when times get rough, you're done. You know what I mean? You'll be, a lot of things will weigh on you, and to me, you'll be stagnant. And to 100%. Me, she wasn't stagnant. She knew where she wanted to go. She seen herself. She visualized herself. She kept going forward, and that's the key. While God is talking to you, you still got to be moving. And to me, it's kind of like an ant. You always see ants on the ground. You never see them just sitting there chilling.
Nah, they be moving.
Ants is always moving. Yeah, they always moving. Trying to build for their family, build for, whoever's in their tribe. I don't know how ants roll, but as far as
you see, they carry 100. Like I think it's 100 times their weight.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how you see them build off of that, and they keep moving. They keep moving. They keep growing in other places and building civilizations and
right.
on the ground, on top of ground. So no, that makes tons of sense on how she put it in perspective. She kept moving. Yeah. She put God first. She prayed. And she, one of her biggest things she said was she always leaned on prayer before everything she did. And God put it in front of her, man. She made that a realistic thing. And I saw actionable items in that when she was saying it. And when she was saying, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. Like when she was saying, I just prayed. Right. And I prayed before everything I did, and then God started showing her the vision, and then it became a realization that she made it a non-negotiable. And us on the Sober Up podcast, that's a lot of things we try to put in our arsenal, and whoever's listening's arsenal is you got to make things a non-negotiable, and put God first, man. God first.
And two, our main thing that we talk about is consistency. So to me, you don't really have you don't start to have a relationship with God, get what you want to get, things start looking up, and then you're not consistent in praying. You're not consistent in getting on your knees and, crying out to him. So I think that's why, and I know for sure, I see Janiyah maybe being that teacher, but also being that guidance counselor that she didn't have. I think that would be dope for her. I think that
absolutely.
It's a lot of truth in what she was saying about people nowadays in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people are here at these jobs that are important to other people, but to them it's not that important. They're there for the check. And I feel like a lot of kids need that good guidance. So
somebody who's doing it with good intentions and being intentional about it, because a lot of times, unfortunately, you got to get paid at what you're doing. You got to feed your families, especially as a man. Our two main jobs as a father, a husband, is to be a provider and a protector. So, of course, when we're going into a situation, we're looking at it as like, hey, I got to make sure I have enough to make sure my family is provided for. But at the end of the day, I wish it was more people passionate and being more intent about the job they're doing, especially teachers. Right. And a lot of them are, because a lot of teachers don't get paid a whole lot to teach, and they're still doing it because they do have a passion about it. Right. They do want to make impact on these young kids, that even if it's 3-4 kids a year out of the hundreds that they teach, they're still making an impact. It's great to see, even as a coach, to have kids come back to you, say, hey, Coach Swan, man, how you doing? And they want to tell you how they doing 10 years later. Like, that is a huge impact. That's bigger than a paycheck to me. It feels good being able to do that. Right. So that's what I think, that in coming from the conversation that we had with her, that she wants to go back and get her teacher credit so she can go back and be that impactful teacher that
guide her.
Yeah.
Person that
so that was definitely something that I got out of that interview, that she wants to go back and impact the kids that needed, that she didn't get that impact, or the teachers or guidance counselors weren't intentional about what they were doing and trying to guide her to her path. Right. So yeah, that's a great thing that we got from her interview.
Yeah, I think that she had a lot of gems. Personally, to me, her and Jers, shout out to Jers, they both had God as far as was like one of the main things that I kind of got out of both of those conversations that we had with those two. That was a main factor, on top of both of them still saying that while they were getting knowledge, they were working. You know what I mean? And that's
100%.
That's the non-negotiable as far as, you never get too good where you at, because there's always something that's better.
You always got to look ahead. Like we said, I think we even said in the last head, not allowing a ceiling to keep you from striving to go farther. Always got to give the message that the sky is the limit, and don't let nobody put a ceiling on your potential, because your potential is only based off of what you gonna do about it. Right. Like, nobody should be able to cap your potential except you. Right. You should never be going into competition with nobody except yourself. Like, at every aspect of it, you got to look at it as like, when you're looking in the mirror every day, did I do better than I did yesterday? Did I do better than I did yesterday? Now, if you look at that and take it as the small increases every day, don't be in a rush to see big, impactful increases. Look in the mirror and say, what can I do better today that I didn't do yesterday? Every day. Let it be small, though. Don't try to put too much increase on yourself. But every day, though, do it. How can I make today better than yesterday?
Thanks.
So when you look at those small things and understand that you only are in competition really with yourself, because nobody can tell you where your ceiling reaches at. Nobody can tell. If you let somebody put a ceiling on what your potential is, that is your fault. You let them win. No, the only competition should be is yourself.
I agree, 100%.
That's it. Like,
I agree.
No holds bar. Fight with yourself. Don't beat yourself up. You gotta love yourself, but you're still in competition from what you were yesterday into what you're gonna do today. You gotta be like that. You gotta strive in small increments, and as they grow by the year end, I guarantee you will feel a lot better. But don't try to be like, oh, I'm gonna accomplish all this in 1 week.
Right.
No, don't put all your eggs in one basket at one time, but be grateful for the small wins you achieve each day, so you're going to get better day by day.
Facts, because I know she said she started the whitening lounge in February 23. So I'm sure within a year she's doing this, perfecting her craft, because at some point the money will come there. But as long as she's there sharpening up her knife, making sure she's on point, when that business does come, she won't be flooded, and she won't be like, and still in that learning process, because God don't give you, like you said, God don't give you more than you can handle.
No.
So her having 10 clients within a whole year is better than her having 100 clients and she never mastered her craft.
Facts.
I mean, have more people coming back complaining,
Facts.
Bad reviews, and a lot of people already want you to not win anyway. So why even have that type of stuff when you can prevent it? You know what I mean? And preventing it is not really crying because you don't, it's not hella lit right now, or you don't got all these followers. You need to just perfect yourself.
Facts.
Get your foundation right, grow, so that when things do come, you straight.
You ready? Like, take the small wins when you can. Take the lessons, but continue to grow each day. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, what can I do different that will help me move farther? And again, take it in small strides. Don't try to rush. When that big gap come, when you're looking at that, say you're running a sprint and you got that little, you'll get to the point where you have to push a little harder than those little small strides, but you'll feel it then. But if you take it little pieces at a time, like one of my district managers used to say, how do you eat an elephant? And I'm like, looking at her like, I don't eat elephant. That's just not something that's done in America right now. I'm thinking I'm laughing and I'm joking, but she made a good point. How do you eat an elephant? I'm still thinking like, I don't eat elephant. But then the way she made it seem, and it stressed out to the point that where she said, small bites at a time. That's the only way. You can't eat an elephant whole.
No.
I said, all right, when I tell you, if I was a person to eat an elephant,
right.
I guess I would have to eat it.
Little pieces at a time.
Little pieces at a time. So that's how you tackle wins. And you may set that long-term goal or that long-term achievement you're trying to achieve, take a little small bites at a time,
right,
each day. But you can't take a break at all from that. You have to still go for small wins a day. And when it takes, your stomach's open and you need to take a big bite, sometimes you do need to take a big bite, but that's not an everyday thing. But you can definitely get small wins each day by taking a little bite at a time.
And get full too.
If
you're taking little bites, then you're full. Whereas if you're taking a big bite, that means you're extra hungry. I mean,
you were super hungry. So
you're super hungry, but
at the end of the day, what I got from that episode, some good information from a 22-year-old woman who has a good head on her shoulders, gave us a lot of nuggets, and hopefully a lot of nuggets to young ladies out there that will continue to strive to be the best woman they can be. Right. Even the males that listen to the episode, she gave some nuggets out there on one thing I got from it. One big bar is just starting and taking action, man. That's what this season's about, is about starting and taking action. And which each episode that we had from Jers, from Janiyah, they gave us big pointers of just starting and taking action. And we appreciate that on the Sober Up podcast. As we come to the end.
Yeah, another goodie, I think.
Another goodie, man. Another little recap. And we planned on doing that this way this season. Interview recap, and I think it's a good idea just to run back on some of the nuggets that were dropped, right, and some information that we got from it, and maybe we want to go extend some of the information that we got.
Shout out to the Whitening Lounge again.
Shout out to the Whitening Lounge.
Shout out to Bear Property Management.
Shout out to Bear Property Management, 100%.
Shout out to
Hands on Deck.
Hands on Young Jers.
Young Jers, Uncle Jers. Shout out to Hands on Deck.
Yeah, shout out everybody, man. It's a great episode. Like I said, man, I think this is a good John to show people that we driving. So we gonna drive again.
Yeah, we gonna keep driving. We gonna keep taking action. We gonna be consistency, because what does that breed, Aaron?
Success.
Consistency breeds success. And I think that's the next thing I'm gonna put on the shirt.
Success.
CBS.
Yeah.
What is it? What's that? CBS stands for consistency breeds success. Hey, we love y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode recap.
Peace.
Can't wait till next Wednesday. Stay tuned, baby. Love everybody.
Peace.
I'm a winner. I go the distance. They might hate. I know they smell me. I'm an incense. Real aggressive. Every conversation intense. Always in possession. My